Hi, my name is Zach Taylor, and this is Du Bois Sports Podcast. Ethan Taylor is alongside me, and Tristan Taylor. Ethan Taylor, how are you?
Baby.
T, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's been a quite interesting week in basketball, so I'm ready to dive into the questions here.
Okay, let's get started. Question number 1 is, who is going to meet in the finals this year, and who do you think is going to win? T, who do you think is going to win? And who do you think is going to make it there?
In the East, I would say, based on overall team, probably the Bucks. They're the reigning champions. You look around the rest of the Eastern Conference right now, 76ers, James Harden's looking like a fool of himself. It looks like he's aged. And, I don't know. And in terms of Joel Embiid, he's out. He's been out the first 2 games of the series, so I don't know if they'll be able to overcome that against the Heat. And the Bucks and the Celtics, I think that could go either way, but I think eventually the Bucks are going to win because they have the best player in the world, and they just have more playmakers than the Celtics. And in terms of the Western Conference, it depends. But I got the Warriors right now in the West. I think this series with the Grizzlies will be interesting when you look at it because Draymond Green is pretty close to maybe a possible suspension for a game if he continues to rack up the flagrant points. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye on. And with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, they can't be shooting as bad as they were in Game 2. The whole team was 5 of 38 from 3, which they can't have. And where's Jordan Poole? I don't know. You want to talk about a disgrace in Game 2. Jordan Poole was, he was off.
Okay, Ethan, who do you think is going to make it to the finals this year?
Okay.
And who do you think will win?
So I'm going to start with the West. Clear favorite to make it out of the West, Phoenix Suns. Grizzlies are way too young to do that just yet. And the Warriors, look at Draymond Green. He describes their whole team. And then the Mavericks, their trio is Luka, and Luka. So, it's pretty obvious that the Suns will make it out of the West. And for the East, I got the Celtics because, I don't see the goby fish on the Bucks. So, and then for the Heat, they're good. They'll probably make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. But I don't see them beating the Celtics. Celtics are just too powerful this year.
So who do you think is going to end up winning between the Suns
NBA
and the
Finals
Celtics?
champion this year will be the Phoenix Suns. Mark my words. Devin Booker will be back, and this team will win in 6 games in the finals.
Okay, so those are just 2 opinions. Here's mine. I think Tatum is just a force to be reckoned with. And he can shoot the ball from practically anywhere, from mid-range and in the paint. And he's only 24 years old. The kid has tons of potential and is one of the greatest bigs in the game of basketball as of right now. The healthy Warriors team includes many superstar caliber players like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Jordan Poole has been climbing the ranks to prove he can hang as one of the 3rd Splash Bros possibly. Many young players who have bright futures too ahead of them are also on that team. In this case, the finals is going to come down to the Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics.
Biased Warriors.
And I think the Warriors will end up winning. But it'll be a close 6-game series. Okay, for the next question. E, we'll start with you.
Oh, you guys
Would you rather have Anthony Edwards or John Morant?
John Morant.
Why?
Well, John Morant is obviously just better, and he's got a higher vertical. He's more athletic.
obviously, if you see his team, they've made it farther than the Timberwolves. And the Grizzlies are about to beat the Warriors. So, I mean, I don't see any reason why Anthony Edwards is better than Ja Morant. Because Anthony Edwards, sorry, but if you can't lead the Timberwolves with 2 All-Stars to at least the Western Conference semifinal, then no, you're not there yet.
T, would you rather have Anthony Edwards or Ja Morant?
As of right now, I would have to go with Ja Morant simply because, as you saw in Game 2, he had 47 points. He basically carried the Grizzlies and will probably carry the Grizzlies if they were to make it past this round against the Warriors. I mean, he had 16 points in the fourth quarter alone. I mean, and you look at Anthony Edwards, I mean, what has he done exactly? I mean, choked on 2 30-point leads in the series against the, who was it? 2 30-point leads. I mean, you can't do that if you want to be considered one of the good basketball players in the league. So I got to go with Anthony Edwards, or Ja Morant, I should say.
So my opinion on this is, we understand that Ja Morant is a beast on the court, but he's only 21, 22 years old. He hasn't even fully proven himself yet. That might be hard to understand, but Anthony Edwards is just a better player single-handedly. He's shown how he can score 50 points in a game, and he made it look so easy. He's literally carrying the team on his very own shoulders to the playoffs. Ja Morant got injured, and what happened? The Grizzlies started magically getting better. But when he comes back, the Grizzlies fall right back down. So that proves Ja Morant does nothing to help the Grizzlies.
I have something to add. They
to show off his crazy
won the
stunts.
NBA Finals when they won a play-in game.
That's true. They acted like they won Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
And for statistical reference, who do you think leads in points per game?
Ja Morant, obviously.
E?
Ja Morant?
Ja Morant averages 21.2 points per game. What? Anthony Edwards is 20.3.
That's pretty close, though.
All right, now when you look at rebounds per game, who do you guys think is the leader in that?
Anthony Edwards.
Ja Morant averages 4.5 a game. Anthony Edwards 4.7. Now, in assists, this one may be a little different because Ja Morant's point guard. But who do you guys think is averaging more in assists per game?
Ja Morant should be.
Yep, Ja Morant, 7.1 assists per game. Anthony Edwards 3.4.
Okay, let's get over to the next question. Next question is going to be your top 5 players that are under 25 years old. Okay, E, we'll start off with you.
Okay. I'm going to start with 5 and then go up to 1. First of all, for 5, I'm going to go with LaMelo Ball. Already proven he can do stuff in the NBA. I mean, carried the Hornets along with Miles Bridges to the play-in. I mean, sure, they didn't do great in the play-in, but he's still really good. And he's proven himself to be number 5. Number 4, I got Luka. Just because Luka is the trio of the Dallas Mavericks, and I mean, obviously he can just put up triple-doubles whenever he wants. And when he's not injured, he's one of the greatest players in the NBA. So that's my opinion on him. So I got him at number 4. Number 3, I got Trae Young. He's a lethal sharpshooter. I think he's up there with Steph Curry in the long run. So, I mean, he's the closest person that's going to get there to Steph Curry. So that's why he's number 3. One of the greatest scorers in the NBA right now. Number 2, Ja Morant. You cannot tell me that Ja Morant is not even in the top 5 Ja Morant is the most athletic point guard in the NBA. Can jump the highest, run the fastest, shoot really good, finish at the rim, draw in ones, and play excellent defense. That's why he's number 2.
What about James Harden?
And then at number 1, we got Jason Tatum. There's no reason why anyone should be number 1 over him. Jason Tatum, one of the best scorers in the NBA. Play all around great defense. And he's just a beast. And him and Jaylen Brown are probably one of the best duos in the NBA right now. So that's my opinion on Tatum. So that's my top 5.
For me, I got Ja Morant at the 5. Let's just say he has not been able to help his team out when they needed him the most. But when it comes to the playoffs, he suddenly wants to do good. Like he's trying to win a championship all of a sudden, yet he didn't do anything during the regular season.
In the regular season.
At 4, I got LaMelo Ball. He's shown how to carry a literal trash team on the back of his shoulders, but couldn't make it past the play-in. At number 3, I have Trae Young. He's definitely going to be the next generation of shooters. He has proven he can hang with Steph Curry and some of the best shooters this generation has seen. And Trae matches right up with all of them. At number 2, I got Luka Doncic. It's hard to really explain him, but he's a very wild player on the court. And other than that, he's pretty well-rounded. And he shows how good of a player he can be, but he's not the best for some situations. But for most of those situations, I'd rather have Jason Tatum at my number 1 because he's a dominant force on the court and literally cannot be stopped. He plays all-around defense, like Ethan said, and he can be amazing at times. He puts up like 60 to 50-point games and can compete against centers like Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, and Rudy Gobert. So that is why I have Jason Tatum at my number 1 spot. Tristan, what do you have?
My number 5 is going to surprise a lot of people, and I'd like to see what your reactions are. But at number 5, I got Ben Simmons because if he... Well,
You can't say that with a straight face, can you?
well, look, if he can get his...
Say it again with a straight face.
Well, look, we haven't seen him play for a year. I mean, we don't know what he's been working on, but if he can get his jump shot, working, I mean, he's one of the best defenders in the league. He's been an all-star a few times. I mean, if he gets that right, he's definitely one of the top 5 in my opinion. At number 4, I got Jamal Murray. I think if he was available this year, I think they would have given Warriors a legitimate shot. But without him, they ended up getting blown out in 5 games. At number 3, I got Devin Booker. I think that Devin Booker is lethal. I think he's the next closest thing to Kobe Bryant, I should say. His game just looks how Kobe Bryant played the game of basketball. So I got him at number 3. At number 2, I got Luka Doncic. I mean, he's basically he can shoot. He can shoot the 3, although he needs to improve on that. He's averaging 30, 40 points a game, and it's basically Luka, and who else? Luka on his team. And at number 1, I got Ja Morant. this guy is absolutely coming into one of the best players in the NBA, and I think he could easily take over Giannis in the next few years if he stays healthy, and it's the weight room.
I don't see a Big Mac in that top 5, do you?
Zion's got to stay on the floor, and he's got to change diet.
Yeah.
So, if he lays off the Big Macs, he should be good.
Yeah, I agree.
Same. Next we have your top 5 shooting guards in the game of basketball as of right now. Let's start with you.
Okay. First, this one's going to surprise a few people, but at number 5, I have Marcus Smart, the best defending guard. Reminds everyone of Gary Payton, the glove. Marcus Smart can do it all on defense. He can shoot, he can pass, he can do all
Gary
this.
Payton the second?
The original Gary Payton, the glove.
Oh, so not the Warriors, Gary Payton.
No, he's doo-doo. At number 4, I've got James Harden.
James Harden.
And
Really?
okay, let's just say, even when like people all make all these jokes about him being fat and all this crap,
Fear the beer.
he has averaged 35 points in a season before. Not many players can do that.
But if you
So-
take out his visits to the free throw line, he's probably going to average, 15 points a game.
Okay, number 3, we got Jaylen Brown. Second best player on the Celtics, with the best duo in the league. Well, not the best, but they're up there. And they're definitely better than the Gobi Fish and Giannis. So, Jaylen Brown, just amazing defender, can shoot, he can do all of it. Number 2, Zach LaVine. I mean, if you look at the Bulls team, they got DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine has shown what he can do his whole career so far, but he hasn't got any attention yet because he's been on a bad team this whole time. So now he's getting his attention he wants. And then at number 1, this is just so obvious, Devin Booker. You cannot tell me that he's not number 1. I mean, he's led the Suns to number 1 seed 2 years in a row, and I mean, he's just up there. Him and Chris Paul, probably the best duo in the league. They're gonna win it all. So
Okay, for me, I got at the number 5 spot. This might surprise literally everyone possible. I have Jordan Poole. He's shown in multiple games he can score the ball in the hoop, record many assists and rebounds with it. At number 4, I got the beard himself, James Harden. James Harden he's just the dude that can shoot the ball, and that is what a shooting guard does. But ever since he was on the Nets, he wasn't good. That 76ers trade helped him more than anyone else because he's gonna get more time. Not since you have like a big 3 now. So now you got the big 2.
But can you show up in the post?
hey guys, guess what?
We'll
This
see.
is called the Big 2, not the Big 2, because
The big deuce.
Embiid, where is he at? And James Harden, he's just not there yet. So
And that's why I have him at my number 4 spot. At my number 3 spot, dude, I gotta take Klay Thompson, man. He's just really great at shooting. He shoots lights out in most of his
Except for
games.
game 2.
Except for game 2,
100%.
yeah. But he has gotten injured a lot. But he's going to be better than ever now. He's not going to get injured anymore in his career. He's going to be pretty good for the rest of his career. Number 2, I have Donovan Mitchell. He's one of the best young shooting guards. Do almost anything. Slam the ball in the hoop, shoot from deep, get fouls called, anything. but Rudy Gobert is holding him back. Trade him away, and Mitchell will be let loose. At number 1, I have Devin Booker. Dude, he was so close to winning it last year. He's amazing to watch. He has an awesome team with great players surrounding him with talent. So that is what gives him or makes him so good and why he's the best shooting guard in this generation. What do you got? What's your opinion on this?
At number 5, I got Devin Booker. I mean, when you look at it, I'm still not convinced that he's the best player on his team. In my opinion, I think Chris Paul is the better player on the Suns, and until he shows me otherwise, I got Devin Booker at number 5. And plus, they were up 2-0 in the series, and he disappeared after the first 2 games.
He got injured.
Number 4, I got Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine is starting to catch my attention because he's now on a team that can actually make the playoffs and contend for an NBA title, but I still think that they're a piece or two away from actually being legitimate threats. And he had a really good season this year when he was healthy, so I got Zach LaVine at number 4. At number 3, I got Donovan Mitchell. When he's healthy, I think he's one of the best players in the game. And, I mean, if Utah could actually win a series or 2, then maybe I would consider him being one of the best. But until then, he's number 3. At number 2, I got Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal, I think, is extremely underrated. He's on, my opinion, a pretty garbage organization.
What team is that again?
The Washington Wizards.
Oh, that was John Wall.
They don't have a winning culture.
The Washington pile of garbage
and
trash.
I think if he could get out of Washington and find an actually decent team, I think he could show what he can do. So I got him at number 2, and at number 1, I got the man himself, James Harden.
I just want to know your thinking process on why you would choose a team like this.
Team like what?
Like the 76ers and James Harden. What makes him so special about the team?
Well,
He's fat.
if you were to ask me, I think the 76ers won the trade between them and the Nets.
Yeah, and I would admit that.
But for me, I mean, when you look at it in his career, James Harden, back in his Houston days, he was scoring 35, 40 points a game.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been able to do that with the 76ers.
But he's also only
Joel
played,
Embiid.
what, how many games?
He's played a decent amount of games.
Probably like 20.
Yeah. So that's why I got him at number 1.
Okay, we got 2 more questions here. So this one's an interesting one. We're going to go start, bench, cut. So who are you going to start, who are you going to bench in your lineup, and who would you cut in your lineup? You have Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, and Draymond Green. T, you're going to start us.
Start Draymond Green. When you look at it, he has the most success in his career. He's the engine for the Golden State Warriors. He gets, he's able to find Steph Curry and Klay Thompson open and get them their shots when in the space that they are in. Bench Nikola Jokic. Now, if he actually had some help, I think they could actually win some series. But for how unathletic he looks and how not an athlete he is, he's probably one of the better players in the NBA, in which he's going to win his next the MVP again this year. And cut is Joel Embiid because he has done absolutely nothing in his career, and he can't stand in the court half the time. So that's why I have him as it is.
Okay, pretty good. I got Draymond Green starting. if you think, and then I have Joel Embiid benched, and I have Jokic being cut. Dude, if you think Jokic deserves to be in a lineup, you must be very dumb. Because he doesn't even deserve the MVP award last
The man
year.
averaged 35 points a game.
It doesn't matter. He's slow as crap. He can't do crap. Joel Embiid is just better.
The man roll out of bed and can average 30 in his sleep.
Literally, in the playoffs, he can't do
He
anything.
doesn't have a team.
The man had 35 points in average in the series.
Then get him to a different team. Draymond Green could just be considered one of the generation's best defenders. He's got a great team. He's won 2 Defensive Players of the Year twice, and just he's amazing. And just Joel Embiid has been holding it in. He hasn't been unleashing all of his stuff that he's got. So he doesn't have as much potential as Draymond, but he's just a different person. So I have to bench him and just cut Embiid.
Who's your start bench cut?
Okay. I'm going to cut Draymond Green. He is selling the Warriors with all these technical fouls. About to get a suspension. So, he is not helping out his team.
Points. He needs 2 more flagrant points to get a suspension.
Exactly. And he has...
For how many games?
He has not done much in the playoffs. I mean, have you seen any storylines? Oh, Draymond Green puts up 30 points and a triple-double.
Well, Draymond
That's
Green,
not his
Green.
job.
That's not his
Draymond Green is a role player that puts up 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists a game. Nothing more than that.
But he
Ten
has,
assists last game.
4 steals and a couple blocks.
I'm going to bench Embiid. He had a good season this year. I mean, close to MVP caliber. And that's all I can say about that. And then we're going to start Jokic. This one's pretty obvious. Have we ever seen a big who can average a triple-double and give assists? Who's he giving assists to on the Nuggets?
Nobody.
Who's scoring on the Nuggets?
Nobody.
Exactly. So, he's finding a way to
Aaron
do all
Gordon.
this good stuff for the Nuggets, and they're not doing anything for him. He carried the Nuggets to the playoffs. I mean, I don't see where Jamal Murray's at. Do you?
No.
He hasn't played for 2 years.
Exactly. So, that's my opinion on this start bench cut.
Okay, so final question is the biggest debate of this generation's GOAT. We're going to do a great debate. Would you rather have Steph or LeBron on your lineup? I'd like for E to go first, and then I'm going to have Tristan go, and then I'm going to finish it off.
Okay, I'm a Lakers fan, but this is unbiased as crap. Okay, LeBron James is just way better. Okay, LeBron has the accolades. He can put up assists, rebounds, and points whenever he wants, whatever. And he can put up, I mean, you could watch him put up 13 assists a game, but he doesn't do that because Russell Westbrook's in his way. The reason they didn't make the playoffs, Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis.
LeBron also got hurt
Curry-
towards the end of the season.
Curry wouldn't be able to carry a team. None of the stars in the league would be able to carry a team. That's why LeBron is the GOAT. He tried to carry his team. They almost made it. But Anthony Davis is just injured all the time. Russell Westbrook is a walking, talking brick.
Well,
Shut up. And LeBron can pass, finish, play defense, and rebound. Can Curry do that? No, I don't think so. So that's my opinion.
Okay, T, what's your opinion on this?
are we looking at it career-wise or
Career.
as of now?
Just best career.
Well,
Just like best in general. Like, what's your opinion?
this is also unbiased because I'm a fan of both, but I would take Steph Curry over LeBron. The guy's the best shooter we've ever seen in the game.
What else can he do? Tell me.
He's a career 92% free throw shooter.
All he can do is shoot, though. Can he play defense?
LeBron
Yes.
airballs
In
free
fact-
throws.
In fact,
In fact.
Steph had the game-saving takeaway against Ja Morant in the paint in Game 1, which helped him get the win.
Okay, a few years ago, LeBron hit like 4 game winners in a series. So, I mean,
Okay, but they had... Who was their second-best player?
Kevin
Larry
Love,
Nance
exactly.
Jr.?
exactly. They didn't have anyone. That's my point. They didn't have anyone.
Well, has the man revolutionized the game? No.
Yes, he has.
No, he has done
When you-
nothing to make the
Okay.
game different than it has always
Here's how I
been.
see it. Steph has revolutionized the game of basketball. When you go in the gym, you don't see guys doing layups to start out shooting. You see him shooting threes and shooting these 30-foot three-pointers. Now, I do think LeBron's the more exciting player because, I mean, you look at it, he was heavily touted coming out of high school. He was considered to be the chosen one when he was in senior in high school. And plus, he had a shoe deal when he was in high school. So, I mean...
Exactly. That's why he's better than Steph Curry.
But when it comes to career, I'd have to go with LeBron, simply for the fact that his 2016 title run was probably one of the greatest we've ever seen. Coming back down 3-1 against Steph's Warriors, and don't mention to me the fact that Steph somehow blew a 3-1 lead. He absolutely flamed out. One of the biggest meltdowns we've ever seen. So that's why
So
I
who's
have.
better?
Yeah, so who's better just overall?
But overall, I have to go with Steph. He's a
Okay.
slight edge.
Okay,
But it's
so
close. It's close.
my opinion on this, let's just say this. If Steph Curry wins the finals this year,
Not happening.
he is better than LeBron.
How about if
No,
it's
no,
NBA
stop.
Finals
Let me put it this way.
MVP?
Steph Curry is officially this generation's GOAT. They would both have 4 championships.
Go. The guys played 10 years in the NBA.
Go.
They both have
LeBron's this generation's go.
Have you not mentioned the 3-1 meltdown in 2016?
they both have 4 championships. And what does LeBron have
LeBron
over
won a
Steph?
championship without Kyrie.
What does LeBron?
Kevin
What
Love.
does LeBron
His
have
best
over
player,
Steph?
Kevin
What
Love.
does LeBron have over Steph?
3-1 comeback,
Defense.
2016.
He's got all
finals.
the accolades over Steph.
Okay, but what does Steph
Assists.
have over
Rebounds.
LeBron? What is the main objective in basketball? It's to shoot the ball and make it in the hoop. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. Steph has won 3 out of 4 of the championships when they have faced off against each other.
Who did LeBron
We
have?
always
Who
talk
did LeBron have?
about
Who
how
did LeBron
Steph
have?
blew a
Question.
3-1 lead.
Question. Who did LeBron have?
In what
I don't
year?
care about who
Exactly.
LeBron had.
Exactly. No
He
one.
sucks. We all talk about how Steph blew a 3-1 lead. But we need to start talking about a different 3-1. And that Steph has 3 and LeBron has 1 when they have played each other in the finals. That's it for Du Bois Sports Podcast. We're signing off. This is Zach Taylor.
BB.
And
Well, I've all.
see you next time.